A top Chinese diplomat contradicted the report that says the status of Tibet Military Command is elevated, keeping in mind the possible conflict with India. The diplomat said, "It is but natural that a strong country should have a strong navy, a strong air force, a strong land force, and we all need structural reforms of our militaries. Chinese military modernization program is not started now. We already had the plan, but in last 2 years the program is speeded up under the new leadership of Xi Jinping. It is our internal matter. Its main framework is our internal issue. It is not based against any country. It is just to make our military more easy to audit, be managed, more responsive towards different kind of emergencies, and this should more obey party's central guard." The diplomat added when asked about the development. On 13th May 2016, China's Global Times reported the Tibet Military Command's political rank will be elevated to one level higher than its counterpart provincial level military commands and will come under the leadership of the PLA army. Zhao Zong, Deputy Director of the Political Work Department, was quoted saying, "The elevation of the authority level is not only an improvement for the troops' designation, but also an expansion of their function and mission." After the military reform, most of the provincial military commands are now under the control of newly established National Defence Mobilization Department of the Central Military Commission, and their priority is to regions, militia reserves and conscription. The Tibet military, on the other hand, is under the leadership of Chinese ground forces, which suggests that the command may undertake some kind of military combat mission in future. Global Times quoted a source close to the matter. When confronted that these combat missions could be India-centric, the diplomat said, "This area is serious, but for all means, this area is so important, we need to take care, we need to be more careful. And in another meaning, if there is a more senior commander, he will have more authority to discipline soldiers. He will have more resources to deal with local developments or local exchanges with India and other countries. Moreover, this region does not has only defense obligation for India's side. It is a very huge responsibility for the domestic stability. The military has this kind of capability and the military has disaster responsibility," the diplomat explained. After the military reform, the Tibet Military Command's priority is the management of military resources as well as the region's national defense mobilization. Song Xiaoping, a Beijing-based military expert, was quoted by the Global Times. The Tibet Military Command bears great responsibility to prepare for possible conflict between China and India, and currently it's difficult to secure all the military resources they needed, Song said. "So Chinese intention is not to face India as an enemy, but we will not use our facility to invade you. We are not going to do that. We want our military to keep the border stable," the diplomat tried to convince, refuting the reports published in Chinese media. Global Times, the subsidiary of People's Daily, the official mouthpiece of ruling Chinese Communist Party, quoted the leading Beijing-based defense expert. "Military action in the Tibet Military Command requires specialized mountain skills and long-range capabilities, which need the deployment of special military resources. The elevation will secure better and more effective combat preparedness when needed." When confronted with the published facts, the top Chinese diplomat turned offensive. "We also see that on Indian side you have lot of activities. You are not mentioning that. Like what your military do near the border, like the structure of your border ITBP, like the infrastructure in the disputed area, new MOU with the Americans, future use of Indian facilities near the border, and the US has also some kind of agreement with you for the data map. However, various reports confirm that the China has illegally grabbed hundreds of kilometers of Indian land by slowly and gradually transgressing towards India inch by inch. India and America recently signed Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement only to have maritime cooperation in humanitarian assistance to use each other's facility for rest, refueling, repair and recreation purposes. Both countries yet not have agreed on the issue of signing Communication and Information Security Memorandum of Agreement, that is SISMOA, or the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement BECA. So the concern of Chinese diplomat is exaggerated. How do you use technology and some of MOUs, some of the treaties with other countries We know India may not have intention of going against China, but some of the Tibetan countries, some of the Western countries, they have different view. They want to use India, so be some sort of frontier country to waylay the China, may not use contain China, but that has the meaning. They do not like China, sometimes they dislike China. Even Tibet, then India. Sometimes they blame us for everything. We are on the list of freedom of navigation, we are on the list of so-called piracy of the copyrights, we are on the list of the abuse of freedom of religion. Explain the Chinese diplomat on condition of anonymity. So it is all India against China. They treat India just as a chessboard, but there should never be a chessboard of any superpower. India's independent policy should be sacred, so that of China. So independent policy will be of the pillar of our future relationship. Don't worry about China. Don't be suspicious because their strategy is to try to divide us. We need to believe in you and all neighbors. We can change our friends overnight, but we can't change our neighbors forever. Neighbors always first, as your Prime Minister said. And American, Japanese, they are not your neighbors. They made use of you. This time, they always make use. They can quit, the diplomat explained to convince. So it is clear that if China is so particular about its security, why should India ever lower its guard from any possible aggression from China in future? In fact, India should proactively check the security of its borders and capability to force mobilization in this region. Friendship cannot and must not replace the defense prerogatives.